Top of the morning to you. Welcome back to another Scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. Yeah, it's Monday. We made it through the weekend. Woo! Oh, man, I know. So, today, it is cold outside. And if you have not been outside and you're in the area where this cold front has came through, i.e. the Midwest, all of the central portion of the United States, obviously going up towards the east, northeast area of the states. Man, I mean we were at 70. So yesterday it was 74 degrees, 75 degrees outside. Whenever I first was outside doing, well, not first thing in the morning, but going out and working and taking care of some stuff, it was warm. And then going out last night to put Giggles away, I was like, oh my goodness, it's cold. I had to come back in and grab my hoodie just to go out there. It had literally dropped down to the 20s. It went from 75 down to like 25 in a matter of a few hours. And then with the wind chill, it was actually in the teens. So yeah, that's crazy. That right there is crazy that had happened. But we had a great weekend, a very successful tamale season, right? No, we've been still keeping up with some of the projects that we're doing and whatnot. So obviously, holidays, is going to be a stressful time for everybody. It's going to be the time where you're spending a little bit more than you probably would like to be spending, especially when you're on a budget and stuff like that. And we made it. We made it through. And now we have a few other things. Well, for one, you probably noticed I got in a fight with a lawnmower and I lost. So it's almost a new year. So I got to the point where it's like, I'm done. I need a change. I was tired of hair coming down on my face, and even this is still. I was probably looking to go a little shorter, but I told Gladys, I was like, "Hey, you're the one cutting it. I just want it to be short, a lot shorter. I don't want to have to put it up all the time, and I don't want it going in my face. And this is what I got, and it still kind of goes in my face. So, yeah, who knows? We'll see." Which, I mean, I'm always wearing a hat, right? For the most part. So as long as I can wear a hat, and I'll be fine. So, plans have changed. Plans have changed. So, everybody, for one, if you're new here, thank you. We definitely appreciate you for following in on our journey. This is the side channel to our main channel, Ivy's Family Factotum. And just gives you a little behind the scenes type stuff. We never really ask for anything other than to watch our videos, to watch the ads, share us out, help us grow. That's all stuff that is completely free for you. We never ask for any type of donations or whatnot. But in the event that you'd ever like to do that, just know that 100% of everything that we earn on this channel for the next 20 years goes back into the veteran community. So it's not coming to us, you're giving back to the veterans. So, and we thank you. We thank you very much. All right. So plans that have changed. We have been working on chicken coop. We've been working on gabing and wall projects. You can definitely get over to the main channel to check that out. And then we're also working towards moving sheds. So we have two different sheds that are here on the property. We have the kiddos shed, which is actually a gift from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So if you did not know, we have a daughter that is autistic, and then a few other things that she has. It had placed her on the list. We had submitted for it, and it got approved. So if you don't know anything about the Make-A-Wish Foundation, definitely go check it out. It's one of those things that only gets approved for certain kiddos, and our kid had met those requirements, and the wish that she had made was for a playhouse. Well, the playhouse that we got is actually a shed. So it's a 8 by 12, I think, something like that, 8 by 12. a really, really nice shed. And then for unseen circumstances that had happened here on a property, I had one of those little portable garage units that had a lot of my tools in it. And last year, we had a really bad storm that had came through and it destroyed that tent. So since that was really the only storage building that we had here on the property where I could put anything, a lot of those things went into that building. So for right now, she has not been able to use it as a storage or as a playhouse because I've been having to use it as storage. Well, that's going to be changing this coming year because I'm going to be moving the other shed. So the other shed that was here on the property used to be the shed room, what we called the shed room, and that's where my in-laws, mom and dad. So I call them. Everyone just calls them mom and dad, but Rosalinda and Raul, that's where they were living, right? Until we were able to build them a cabin, and then so obviously those plans have changed to where we no longer were building them a cabin because they had decided that country life and this slow lane of living was not for them. They're they are a lot more fast paced of wanting to go out and do stuff and just here and there. Definitely, both of them are definitely extroverts wanting to go out and do stuff. Nothing wrong with that. So this slower introvert living that we like just was not for them. So they decided to go back to Texas. Well, now that left up the opportunity to do something else with the big shed. So that is a 12 foot by 16 foot. And we had actually shared the cost of that between them and us. So with that being said, since it was a 50-50 thing, I had traded the other truck that I had for the other half of that shed. So now Dad has the truck, I have the shed. And with that, we're going to be turning that shed, which was previously the shed room, now into the YouTube studio. Now, the only thing is we need to move it. So all these things have kind of been going into place, or in the ball's been rolling on that, right? So concrete work, obviously, since that is going to be turned into a studio space, I didn't want to leave it as just a standard shed on skids and all that. I wanted to be able to convert it into a normal building. I mean, not necessarily up on, because like a normal building is going to have 8-foot walls, standard, which most houses now have actually been going more to like a 9-foot wall because it looks a little better, I guess. Which I don't know. I think it's okay. So, but yeah, with that being said, I want to be able to take that shed off of that foundation that is currently on, which is a wood floor and the standard skids, right? Your standard shed floor. Which that shed Gladys and I actually built. It was a kit that we had built. I had help from the community putting that together as well. So you can definitely get over to the main channel and go check that out if you would like to see it. But that shed still needs to be moved. And I'm going to be utilizing that as storage and as a studio. So it's going to be kind of a half and half storage studio. And then for that, once we get that going, well, the plans that have changed is we were going to be doing concrete slabs for both sheds. Now, the playhouse shed is still going to be on its standard skids. It's still going to be on its standard flooring. So it was not necessarily for the aesthetics or for anything like that. It was just to have a nice, foundation for it to sit on that is level without us needing to level the shed itself. Well, the problem with that is the couple companies that I've reached out to here locally, it's outside of our budget to be able to do that for both of those foundations. So for the playhouse shed, we're actually going to be doing more of the what would be traditional for a shed to sit on, which is going to be a gravel base, right? But Gladys is saying, well, it needs to look nice. It needs to have a nice perimeter going around, either rocks or like a cinder block wall or whatever, because our ground slopes, right? So I do need to have some type of foundation wall before putting rocks down to be able to get it flat, right? So either using rocks that we already have here naturally, or buying timbers, or even going to the community, because I can work with folks within the community that have sawmills and be able to get timbers that way with my own logs. I could definitely do that, and or just going to the big box store and buying treated timbers or anything like that. So everything's still going to be kind of up in the air. I don't know 100%. Leave us a comment down below of what you think would be nice, what would look nice. Even if we did something, timber wise, we can always still facade it, with natural stone, whatnot. So, yeah, that is definitely going to be the big change right now for the projects we have going on, is that foundation, because we're not going to be able to afford currently to do that concrete, because it was a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be for both together. So obviously the bigger slab is still going to be an expense, and we're going to have to start putting stuff aside for that. But it's going to get there. It's going to get there. All right, and then so look forward to that project coming out rather soon. It's obviously wintertime, right? It's not the perfect time to be laying concrete. So I was trying to get that done before weather like really set in, got really cold. I mean, I'm sure that you can still do concrete in the wintertime, but there's other stuff you have to do, with using other products that you can put into the concrete, to help. You got to keep it warm. You got to do all those things. So I don't know. We'll see, because if we're still able to kind of do that, I'm contracting that out. I'm not going to do that myself. That slab is going to be contracted out, but I know that because of the time of season, it's going to cost it a little more, right? It's the nature of the beast. So if needed, I might be able to just wait on that. And we're still going to be moving that shed, at least down to the ground, because if you don't even know what I'm talking about, for one, we do have other videos that you can go check out. You'll be able to see it. And but yeah, we're going to be moving stuff around, and then reclaiming the garden space, so that space already, from what is going down, looks 100% better than what it used to could. So look forward to that video. It's going to be coming out here today. That should be posting. It should actually already be out. We had that posted for the members last Friday, so the members have already checked out that video. But that should be public now as I'm recording this. So definitely get over there and check that out. Reclaiming the garden space by getting all that area cleaned up. And then you'd be able to see the playhouse shed of what I'm talking about. So that one is almost ready to move. It's been cleared out. Obviously, the inside has been cleared out. We still need to kind of get to that. But once that area in the back of the house is ready, that shed is going to be getting moved. And I've already reached out to some folks in the community that have said, yep, we'll come give you a hand when it's time to move some sheds. And so I'm not going to say who it's going to be yet, right? But they have already moved some sheds, and I think it's going to be a great collaboration with them. And we've been wanting to get them to the property anyway. It's been a long time. They don't live very close. It is a few hours away, a few hours drive. But yeah, we're pretty excited about that one. All right, and that's it. That's basically what's going on. So we're still kind of in the season, right? We're almost into the new year. So hopefully everyone's going to be out there safe. You know, if you're going to be out on the road, just be safe. There's going to be a lot of drinking and driving idiots that happens every single year. If you're doing any type of, bonfires or stuff like that, just be safe about it and whatnot. We're not going anywhere. We're staying here. We're not going to go do anything. We're not even drinking this year. Yes, I still drink on occasion. Gladys still drinks on occasion. But nope, this year we're not doing anything of that. So we are trying to get healthier for the new year, just like everybody else is like, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds, or I want to do that. Right? It's always those New Year's resolutions that never really come to fruition. But just do the best you can, right? As long as you're enjoying your journey, you're having fun, that's really what it's all about. So, with that being said, we thank you for helping us grow by sharing us out, hitting that subscribe, especially if you've made it this far. But if you'd like to stick around a little bit further, there's always this video you can check out here that does play. And then get out there, thank a veteran with every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we will see you tomorrow. Later, friends.